Let's be clear on this once and for all. Putting food in your scalp does not feed the scalp or the hair follicle. The only thing you're feeding is the scalp's microflora, different bacteria and yeast. That's what you're feeding. Unless it's been properly extracted, the food that you're putting on your scalp is literally doing nothing but sitting there. It's doing absolutely nothing. But when you put different herbs like rosemary or horsetail in the right forms, in the right manners, for the right purposes, like a proper herbal extraction formed in a scalp treatment by a holistic practitioner, or an extract that you take on a daily. And when you do this, you're not just growing hair or feeding the scalp, you're feeding the gut and all of the other systems of the body. So let's break this down. Your scalp is nothing like your stomach. The scalp is not a stomach. Your scalp is skin. It doesn't have a digestive system. So it can't break down the different foods that you put on your hair like your gut can. So applying things like raw tomatoes, matcha, avocados, aloe vera directly to the hair and the scalp is doing absolutely nothing. It's not getting absorbed into the hair's follicles, the cuticles, or the bloodstream. It's just sitting there. Even oils like castor oil and rosemary oil and all of the things must be extracted and used properly. Otherwise, girl, you're just wasting your money crunching all of this stuff up. You done made a whole top salad bar, a whole Jason's Deli on your scalp for absolutely no reason. Nothing's happening. I made this song for you. I want you to know it comes from the heart.
I am back! What it do, baby?
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Alright guys, so today we're going to be making a DIY tomato, aloe vera, and matcha hair mask, and you can customize this however you like. So this DIY is targeting hair loss, hair thinning, a dry scalp, and it's going to promote hair growth. Now,
you got avocado on your counter, yogurt dripping on your sink, saying it's for hair repair, but baby tell me what you think. That strand is dead, it can't eat, no nutrients making it through that grease. You're doing too much for too little gain, still wondering why your hair won't change. Food don't fix follicles, no way, that's not how growth comes, baby. You need blood flow, balance, and peace, not eggs and bananas in your sink. It might smell sweet, but that ain't care. You just feeding fungus in your hair. Food don't fix follicles, baby. So stop wasting all your groceries, maybe. Told you once, won't say it twice, but you turn and wash day into stir fry. That cuticles don't open wide for no smoothie mask or that apple pie. Wanna grow it, feed your gut, use extracts, herbs, now that's what's up. But tomatoes, now I'll pass. That's for pasta, not your scalp, sis. Food don't fix follicles, no way, that's not how growth comes, baby. You need blood flow, balance, and peace, not eggs and bananas in your sink. It might smell sweet, but that ain't care. You just feed fungus in your hair. Food don't fix follicles, baby. Go ahead and let your fridge be free, baby.
So now let's talk about about how raw foods are not feeding anything but bacteria when you put them on the scalp and in your hair. Your scalp naturally has bacteria and fungi, right? That's normal. You didn't do anything wrong. That's a normal part of the human body. It's just a thing. But when you put raw foods on your scalp, things with sugars, carbs, or water directly on the scalp, you are doing way more harm than good. You are literally giving the microbes that live on your scalp a full buffet. Back in Detroit, we had Old Country Buffet. I think it's closed now, but it's Old Country Buffet in your scalp when you doing stuff like that. This leads to yeast overgrowth. Hello, hey, how you doing, dandruff? A scalp that's itchy and irritated, and it may be a little funky. It get real funky real fast. That's because you got a whole bunch of bacteria and fungi doodle on your scalp. You a little doodle head. Then you run into different things like folliculitis, which is an infection of the hair's follicle. Folliculitis, that sounds like an infection of the follicle folliculitis, So no, your hair is not eating any of the fruits and vegetables, any of the avocados, the tomato salad, and all of the stuff that you put in your hair. Your scalp is not eating any of it. It does not have a digestive system, and the molecules are way too large for it to even penetrate the follicle. The stratum corneum has really tight structures that make it so that random foreign bodies from the outside can't just penetrate, just like your tomato soup that you're making and putting in your scalp. So I understand you've been online and you didn't read a little article and it didn't told you about the botanicals and stuff, that tomatoes and stuff got and all of that, but girl, you can't just stop reading when you get to what tomatoes got. You gotta read up on the scalp too, and your scalp is nothing like your stomach. Make sure you stay tuned for part 2 where I break down the different layers of the skin, because the things that you can put on your body are not the same things that you put on your scalp. Your skin, the skin on your face, the skin on your scalp, the skin on your body, the skin on the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet, they're all different and they all have a different makeup. We'll talk about that in part 2, but I digress. Let's keep going. If we're gonna be real about it, if you want to use different foods and fruits and vegetables and all of the things in your hair, you have to go about it the right way. Just because you read something that says that onions are amazing, like onions have some of the highest levels of sulfur, period, right? But just because you find out that onions are good for your eyes don't mean you're gonna grind up no onion juice and then take a little squeezer tube and then squeeze the onion juice in your eyeballs. Go give it a try and see how that works out. It is really important that you understand how to properly ingest these botanicals. Now, your scalp has no digestive system, and the scalp and the hair shaft can only absorb about 36% of what you put on it. But the stomach, your gut, your body can absorb anywhere like up to like 94%. It could be slightly more than that, but about 93 to 94% of whatever you put in the body. So 93% versus 36%, that's a pretty big difference. Stomach versus gut, I don't know, it's a no-brainer, but let's keep going. This is why herbalists and holistic practitioners like myself, we take the key constituents of certain herbs and we extract them through different processes with different herbs and with different tinctures and different extracts with different herbal combinations, right? So this is why we do things like that, because for you to get the full effect of the herb is not really enough to just take it and eat it. Sometimes you need to break that herb down. So that's why when you do herbal treatments and things of that nature, you use an extract or a tincture, right? One made with alcohol or one made with glycerin, right? And normally you use one made with glycerin because it's safer for children, because who really wants to give their kids alcohol? So right now, all of the elixirs that I have within Simple Apothecary are made with glycerin, so they're all safe for your children, but that is a really big difference. So you want to begin to ingest these things instead of putting them on your scalp, because your scalp does not have a digestive system. All it's doing is coating the scalp. But I digress. Let's keep going. Now, even though I have my own apothecary and I have quite a few extracts and tinctures, I actually have more tinctures and extracts than I do actual loose herbs. But the reason that I don't make 50 million videos about them and what they can do and how you can use them on the scalp is because these are not like shampoos and conditioners where you just use them based on the day of the week and how you're feeling. Absolutely not. These are treatments. So when it comes to something like Parapurge is one of the treatments that I have that is structured, and there's a video linked in the description box below so you can, you know, watch the whole thing. But just a quick breakdown, is literally a parasite cleanse, because the majority of the different illnesses that we run into is from an over infestation of parasites that most people don't know that they have. And this is an herbal complex with a certain that come with certain directions for you to follow, and after a certain time frame you stop taking it, you take a break so that those parasites don't gain a resistance to the thing that you're taking to kill them, right? So again, when we're talking about different herbs and botanicals and things of that nature, it really depends on what you're doing and what you're using it for, right? That's a parasite cleanse, so you're not really using that for the scalp. You can if you want to, girl, you're gonna be bald head. Or something like my rosemary and horsetail elixir, right? This one is to help you kill scalp infections and to regulate DHT, but this is only for people who are having certain types of issues. Any and everybody, as great as it would be for me and everybody to watch this video go buy it, it's not for everybody. If you do not have a problem with your DHT turning into, if you do not have a testosterone turning into DHT and attacking your hair follicles, if you're not dealing with scalp inflammation, you don't need it, right? You only put in the body the things that the body needs. So I really hope that portion of it makes sense, because when we're talking about putting extracts and things of that nature on the scalp, nothing goes on the scalp but shampoo, unless you're trying to cure some type of infection. Even once you go to the dermatologist, if they treat you with something, you're not going to use that thing for the rest of your life, unless it's minoxidil. You're gonna have to use that for the rest of your life. But the majority of the products and treatments that you get from the dermatologist are things that you will be able to stop using once the bacterial infection goes away. I hope that makes sense. So the only time that you should be putting any type of extract or tincture or anything on the scalp is if you're dealing with problems that concern or contain inflammation, scalp infections on your scalp. So these are the times where you use it. If you don't have any of those issues, you are going to be causing way more harm than good putting any type of extract or tincture on the scalp. That's why I don't promote it as much here on the channel. If you know what they're for, you know, and you go and grab you some, right? Coming really soon in part 2, the new addition that we have to Simple Apothecary with rosemary and horsetail, and it is going to be for you with so many amazing benefits. So if you are looking forward to that, make sure that you are subscribed here to my channel with your post notifications on, girl, so you're notified whenever I post this video. And make sure you stick around and watch this video, because YouTube think that you really gonna like this one. So like, pay attention to YouTube. That's how you got here anyway in the first place, because YouTube told you about me. So pay attention.